We have their names, their lives, everything. If they are true, we know them by name. You don't even know whose Paul is or whose John is. I can read it both. Without dots, with dots, I can read it.
You did. If that's the case, with whose permission were those dots put on there? Because the person who put the diacritical marking has to know exactly what Muhammad said.
Yes, of course.
But he's coming 200 years after Muhammad.
They don't even know who wrote the New Testament. They don't know the names of people
Who wrote the Quran? Who wrote the Quran? Who wrote the Quran?
Recitations. No,
Who wrote the Quran? Who wrote the Quran? Who?
Recitation.
Who?
Recitation.
Who wrote the Quran?
Do you understand what
Who wrote the Quran?
God bring Jesus.
Is it written down? Is the Quran written down?
recitation?
Listen, is the Quran written down? Is the Quran not written down?
He's answering you.
He's saying it's recitation. I said, is it written down? Who wrote it down?
He's answering you.
He's not answering.
He's not listening.
I'm listening.
It was
Who wrote the
recited.
Quran?
Who wrote the Quran?
Recitation.
Yes.
Is there a written Quran?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
who wrote it down?
The Sahaba.
Which one?
What do you mean?
Which Sahaba?
Companions.
All of them
The
got
companions.
together.
We have-
Which one?
We have the companions. Ali bin Abi Talib wrote it. Amr bin
Which one? Which verse did he write? Which surah did he write?
They
Yeah.
all recited it to Muhammad.
Well, you
and
said
they wrote it.
he wrote
And
it down.
knows it.
You said he
want
wrote
to
it down.
despite
I
that?
asked you which
want to
surah he wrote
dispute
down.
that?
You
want
don't
to
know.
dispute that? That's silly.
Why did
That's
God
very
bring
silly.
Jesus?
All right.
Why did
know.
So they don't know who wrote down the
Do you
Quran.
know who wrote it?
They know now. Jesus
know
said
even
that
who wrote your
God
Bible.
is in me, I'm in God. That makes him one God. And Jesus said that the Spirit comes from him. That means that the Spirit is God because it comes from Jesus, out of Jesus. So they have the truth. If you deny the truth, you are responsible for it because you've been lied to. Come out of Islam. Islam is from the devil. It denies the true God.
Paradox.
It denies the true God. You don't even know who wrote your book.
Human being cannot be
No,
God.
nobody wrote the Quran. Who
Exactly
wrote the
who wrote the
Quran?
book. That's a lie.
You don't even know
That's a lie.
who
And
wrote
you know
your
it's a
Quran.
lie. I
Who
told
wrote your
you,
Quran?
Ali bin Abi Talib. As-Sahaba wrote
Which
it.
surah did Abu Talib wrote down?
No, he didn't write a surah. Can't you comprehend?
Which?
Look,
Which part did he write down?
Listen.
Which? Okay.
Listen.
How many?
Listen.
How many Sahaba wrote down the Quran?
Listen.
How many Sahaba wrote down the Quran?
Listen. Our Prophet Muhammad, he got the revelation from God.
Well, how did it? Okay, hold on.
Just
hold
a
on.
minute.
Who
Just
ca-
a minute. Listen. He recited from Gabriel to Muhammad. What Muhammad did, he recited it to his companions. They wrote it down. And he told them, whenever you recite any ayah, I listen to you, and if there is any correction, I correct. This is what God recited to me. There's no one who wrote one surah. That's stupid to say. Who wrote one surah? That's not the right thing to say. It's been written, it's been recited through Gabriel to Muhammad, who he taught his companions. We have their names, their lives, everything. If they are truth, if they are everything, we know them by name. You don't even know whose Paul is or whose John is or whoever is. You don't know
Finished?
them.
Are you finished?
Yes.
Thank you. Now tell me.
Talking to me
Now
about
tell me.
who wrote the
Now
surah.
tell.
on.
Listen. You said my brother here. He was saying from recitation. So the plan of Allah was to preserve the Quran through recitation, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. If that was the plan, did it fail?
Nope. No,
If
it
that
didn't.
plan didn't fail,
It didn't fail.
Why did God
Give me
bring
a proof
Jesus?
that it failed.
let me prove to you it failed.
Go ahead.
He won't answer the question.
I'm listening. Go
Why did God
ahead.
bring Jesus?
Do you understand? I have three people I'm talking to.
I'm only asking one question.
No,
Why
sir.
did God bring
but be
Jesus?
Sir,
honest with your
you have to
answer.
be patient
doesn't
until
know.
I've
He
been
doesn't
speaking
know,
to
that's
him
why.
first.
Yeah, but
You're
Let me
honest
answer
with
him.
your
I'll
answer.
come to you.
Word.
Sorry,
Yes,
I'm
be
going to
honest,
ignore
don't
you
let
from
try
now
to-
on because you're
Only one word
you're
I'll
just
ask
not
you.
disingenuous.
Tell me.
You don't want me to answer
Just
the
say
guy.
one word.
Okay, sir.
Why did God bring Jesus?
Quran was
He doesn't know.
Quran
so
was
let me tell
listen.
everybody, 'cause he doesn't know. He
So
doesn't
the,
know.
Liar.
Allah's plan failed of preserving the Quran. Allah's plan failed of preserving the Quran because the Quran had to be written down.
He's a lie. He's a lie. Liar.
All right, go.
Even everybody knows it.
Okay.
Liar.
All right. Listen.
Liar.
Bye.
Liar.
Bye.
Liar.
See ya. Okay,
Still telling lies.
go smoke something. Go.
You're going to forget it.
Come on,
No,
get
you're
out of
going
here.
to
Let me talk
forget
to you.
your lies
Okay,
now. Be
listen.
careful, you're going to forget your lies.
Okay, listen. Allah's plan failed.
You said
Here's the
that
reason. Because if it was the plan of Allah to preserve the Quran through recitation,
knows it's lies.
it did not have to be written up. What
Didn't
was the
have to
need?
be
It
what?
would not have to be written down.
Why not?
Why not? Here's the reason. Because before the Battle of Yamama, you know where the Battle of Yamama took place, right? You don't know? Do you know what the Battle of Yamama? Okay. I mean, you guys are Muslims. Here is one of your very...
Explain to me,
Naz,
you know
Naz, can
better.
you help me out, please? Please help me out.
Come.
My friends here, they're Muslim. They're trying... Come over, please. So we can talk in the mic. I respect this guy.
Answer my question.
Okay?
We
Please.
have to respect
All
each
right.
other.
He's a nice person. Okay, sir. Can I ask you something? What happened at the Battle of Yamama?
Or is it to do with like many of the
What is he talking about? Just in Arabic.
Battle of Yamama? Sorry, yeah. So, you know,
In English. English.
Okay.
Tell him he's trying to
He
ask
will
you.
explain to you later. Go
Okay, please explain to us because some of the Muslim brothers don't know their history. Okay, go ahead, please.
I know my history. Just I know what you
many
meant.
of the Hufaz, people who memorized the Quran, were killed in that battle. So as a result, it was decided by a committee that to make the Quran are killed. So as to preserve the
What does that tell you?
He doesn't know.
It's not,
Let me ask
just
you,
a minute,
why
just
does
a
God
minute.
bring Jesus?
What does that tell you?
Why
What does
did he
that
have
say?
to-
Listen now. Did you hear what he said?
Preservation,
I heard it.
preservation fails. Preservation
No, no.
through recitation fails.
Let him to go, please.
Can I say something? Sir, please stay around. Stick around. Sir.
Hey, why did God bring Jesus?
Sir,
He doesn't
please
know.
don't be
It's
rude.
okay.
Let me answer. Can I answer you guys and then I can answer him?
Be my guest.
I can answer him, but you want me to stop talking to you. You want to run away. I will talk to him.
I'm telling you,
Okay,
enlighten me.
so
Be my guest.
listen, my friend here gave a very honest. That's why I like speaking to him because he's honest in when you talk to him. He's not disingenuous at least. So now he said because the Sahaba were killed, who were reciters of the Quran, they were getting worried that there will be more people killed. We want to preserve the word of God. So let's put a committee together and get everything together and preserve it and make one copy. Yeah.
One copy.
No. I mean,
Just
like
a minute,
one book, like
One book, yeah.
compile it. As I'm talking about compilation of Quran.
Okay, wait, I will answer him. Just one thing I will
So
answer.
now, if that's what he did, as brother was just telling us, does that not mean that the plan that Allah had failed because it could not be preserved orally because the people were getting killed? If Allah had the foresight of, hey, this would happen, I would send Muhammad and have him finish the Quran, give the authentic book of God before he leaves the earth and says, here is my mission is complete. Here is the message of God that I was sent to give you. Did he give you that book? He did not.
I will answer you one thing. Just a minute. If just a minute, they just take this scenario in your mind. If all the books right now, if you burn all the books, Jewish, Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, all of them, the only book that can come through the recitation is Islam, is Quran. This is for you to know. This is
Are
the
you gonna run
only
away?
book
Are
that
you
can be
gonna run away?
recited back. There's more than
Are you going to
50
repeat yourself 10 times?
There's more than 15.
You already said it.
No, I know. I have to. I'm gonna elaborate. There are more than 15 million kids, girls, boys, elderly. They know it by heart. That's recitation. That's memorization. You cannot even
Do
memorize
you know
one
that what
chapter
you
of your Bible.
Can I respond?
Go ahead.
What you just said refuted your point. You know how?
Wow.
Because that means that Allah's original plan was faulty. Because the thing is that if that was the plan, then why was it written down in the first place? Because the reason why it was written down is to not lose it.
So Louis,
That means, yes, of course, if you lose those people, you can lose the message of God. So that means that Allah made a faulty plan that the men who were getting together and saying, look, this is not working. We need to come up with a better solution. What is the solution? We need to put this together in a book. Write it down. That's what I'm talking about. If that is not the case, then you refute that point. Don't tell me people can recite it, oh, this and that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the point that Allah's plan is to preserve the Quran through recitation. That plan failed. The alternative came when a human plan came in to preserve the Quran in writing.
not believe in the providence of God. So God says He's not going to just preserve it through people memorizing the Quran, but God will preserve it through whichever means He wills. So like we believe in the providence of God. So through the providence of God, God preserved the Quran through different means. So it was written down during the time of the Prophet, but in the time of the Prophet there wasn't any fear that the Quran would be lost or forgotten. But when many battles took place, and in the Battle of Yamama, about 70 kuffars were killed, it was feared that maybe more will be killed. So this was inspired, it could be inspired to them in their minds by God to also...
This is how you argue. Please learn from this person. At least I respect.
I'm not
Learn
against
that
any.
what he made
That goes
an
back to you
educated
too.
point
That goes
here.
back to you too.
Listen to him.
It goes back to
Okay,
you
so
too.
he made a point that it was from the providence of God. Okay, now I just like the way he brought the argument forward, because that's an educated way of making an argument. Now, what my argument counter to yours is, if that's the providence of God, can you show me it was the providence of God? That's the question. Because if you say in the hadith that these Sahaba got a vision or got something that's providence, that you can say, hey, this is the evidence of the God's providence. Because it doesn't say that. It says that they came because they were worried about what's going on and they planned it. It didn't say Allah gave this such and such guy this plan to go and tell that this is the plan. It didn't say that. See, that's the problem.
Why did God bring Jesus?
All right.
Can you answer me?
Sorry, bro. Let me finish with this verse. I'm just finishing up. Sorry.
God says in the
He
Quran,
doesn't know, that's why.
He's going to preserve the Quran.
We
have
revealed it
sent
and
down
we will
the-
preserve. The
Okay, I
preservation-
understand
just a
that.
minute,
And
The
the means,
preservation doesn't have to be only memorization. You are assuming that. That's your assumption. He said, we revealed it, and we will preserve it. He did not say the only way to preserve it is through memorization. That's your assumption.
No, they just taken back their whole argument. The whole argument was that it was, when I said, is this from preservation or moral preservation? He said, yes.
It is one way.
Okay.
It is one way of preservation. It's one way. You're assuming that it's the only way. You say it.
All right.
And you say God
Okay,
failed.
I'll give you this. I'll give you. Listen, my friend. Let's give you this. Naz, let's go with your argument here that this was God's providence, right? Okay. But let me ask you something. If God, providence, wanted the Quran to be written down, right? Wouldn't it be better to have it written down during the life of the Prophet?
Wasn't it written down?
No. Right, and collected. I mean, like in a codex, right?
Oh, okay. So in the lifetime of the Prophet, there wasn't a fear that the Quran would be forgotten or lost, because there were many like kuffars that were still alive. But when the Battle of Yamama took place, then as a result, this resulted in Muslims. So,
Another
but in the
point.
time of the Prophet, there wasn't any fear.
No, there wasn't. Okay. The other point is this. This is a very important point. Now listen to this. When they wrote it down, when the Battle of Yamama, were there diacritical marking on them?
With the what?
Diacritical markings. There's the pesh. You know the dots?
Yes.
Were they on there?
Not to my knowledge.
Do you speak Arabic?
Yeah.
You do.
I can
If I
read it
gave
both.
you a
I can
book,
read it. Listen.
if I
I
gave
can
you a
read
book
it.
to
Yeah,
read
yeah, I can read it.
without any diacritical
Yeah.
marking
Listen.
in Arabic,
Yeah, I can
you
read
read it and understand it?
I can read it both. Without dots, with dots, I can read it.
You did?
Yes, I can.
If that's the case,
Yes, I can.
okay, let's say you can. Let's
I
say
can
let's,
get it in Arabic and I can read it
I'm
both.
agreeing with you. I'm agreeing. If that's the case, then why and who and with whose permission were those dots put on there?
With permission? What does that tell you?
It's a book. It's a book of God. Okay, it's a book of God. Okay, these people who wrote it down wrote it from the verbatim from Muhammad, right? Because they were the Sahaba. They listened. Okay, they wrote it down, right? Okay. Somebody else comes along. When was the Battle of Yamama? 20 years after? Yeah, it was in 50. It was like 20 years after, right? Comes along.
It's not 20 years.
No. The diacritical
I
marking
think
was
it's
actually
within 2 years.
Okay.
Because Abu Bakr wasn't like...
Right. But the thing is that Quran was Uthmanic Quran, right? Was the
Which cross?
no, no, no.
Mus'haf Uthman يقصد. No, no.
Osman was 15 years after.
How many years?
15.
15, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
1-5.
That's right. So was that the Quran that was compiled, right? After all this?
No, it was combined.
It was the one
with
before.
Friday.
That was kept under the pillow, right?
Daughter of
Yeah, of Abu Bakr. Umar. Sorry, yeah, I understand.
Hafsa.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, that Quran did not have the markings on it, the diacritical markings. When were the marking put on it? What was the time period
So
when that happened?
I think it's possibly during the, Hajj. I forgot his name.
Give me the year approximately.
I don't know.
It was
Maybe
2 centuries later.
Possibly 2nd century. Or
Second or third century. So this is hundreds of years later. The diacritical marking, the Zair Zabar Pesh, was put on according to him also, and this is the truth. 200 years after this was written down in Jamal.
Okay, so what's
So what I'm saying is, who was the guy who put this diacritical marking? How did he know? Because here's the thing, as far as I know, and you can correct me, you guys speak Arabic, right? If you take a word and you change the Zair Zabar Pesh, okay? If you take an Arabic word and you change the diacritical marking, okay? Instead of putting it down here, you put it up there, you change everything.
Gives a different
Does it
meaning.
change the meaning?
Right. It does. If you say, ta or ba, if you change the dots,
It can change the whole meaning of the whole sentence, right?
Definitely, yes.
Oh, good, thank you. So that means that the person who put the diacritical marking on it had to be somebody who knew exactly what Muhammad was saying.
Exactly. And he memorized it.
Who was he?
I don't remember the name. I can get you the name.
Naz, who was the guy who put the diacritical marking?
I'm gonna have to Google
Anyway,
it.
it's okay. So I
So
don't
my
know the
friend,
name who did it.
okay, my friend,
But
the
you
thing
know
is
the
this.
Quran's also written in Roman script. So for the benefit of those people that can't read the Arabic script. the
When
Quran,
was that written in Roman script? Sorry, I've not heard that
possibly
before.
20th century. You can pick up a Quran.
Oh, okay. Well, you mean like
Yeah.
20th century?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, okay.
So the Quran can be written in any script. So
But this is a
Roman
modern
script.
thing, I'm
So same thing with the diacritical marks. They were added for the benefit of non-Arabs. So those people that didn't speak Arabic in the native language. But if you speak Arabic, then you know how to read.
Naz, I respect you a lot. So let me
I
ask you.
can't actually read Arabic without diacritical marks.
I know you can't,
still
But-
get it.
and I know he can.
I
He's
still-
just saying he can.
I can.
But
I can.
He can. He said he can. But when I said that if I change the diacritical marking on it, it changes the meaning, he said yes.
Yes, it would.
Now the thing is this: I asked him who put the diacritical marking,
I don't
because
know
the
that.
person who put the diacritical marking has to know exactly what Muhammad said.
Yes. Of course.
But he's coming 200 years after Muhammad. He's never met the guy.
They were Hafiz, they all know the
Just a
Quran.
little bit, just a
They all
little bit.
memorize the whole Quran.
Wait a
They were
second.
Hafiz.
You are
can be
assuming one
corroborated
thing.
and
You're assuming one thing that the only one person who did this, and he did it all alone, isolated from everybody else. Listen. He did not this alone. Now, if somebody reads now a verse from Quran to me, and he changes these dots or anything, I would know exactly where is it wrong and what is it supposed to be. Now, these dots and everything came for what? Not only for preservation, for others who are like, they are in Mecca, okay? Like the people in Morocco, the people in Pakistan, and everywhere. They don't speak the same language. They don't speak the fluent
Okay,
Arabic.
I got your point. I
All
got
right,
your point.
so
I got your
that's
point.
that's the point.
Okay,
that,
please.
So it
Okay.
will be not misunderstood. Is the dot up or the dot down?
Okay, I
Just
understand
make
the
it
point. I
concise.
understand your point.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you for making that point. Now here's the problem. If you take this assumption that the people who did this knew the Quran, but the problem is this.
It's not that shit, it's true.
They knew, they
Sir.
were Hafiz, they were Quran Hafiz.
Thank you.
memorizers. They're
Thousands and
memorizers.
thousands of
Thank you.
people
Thank
memorized
you.
all
I'm
the
agreeing.
Quran.
I'm agreeing. Okay, I'm agreeing. Thank you. Now, when Muhammad was alive, who did he say we should take the Quran from? Who's the best of the reciters with them? Who was he?
What you say? Who is the best reciter? There's only not one reciter.
Please
There are many
listen to the.
reciters.
Please,
I know.
please
The
listen
same-
to the question. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm not going to.
You want to- you want to
you
give
keep
you a
going
name?
on and
You want
on
to
without
give me a
listening
name?
to the question. I'm going to repeat the
Go ahead,
question
go
for
ahead.
your benefit.
Go ahead.
This time,
Go ahead.
please listen to the
I
question.
am listening.
According to Muhammad,
Aywa.
who among them was the best of the reciters to take the Quran after he's gone from this guy? Who was that guy?
Not only one guy.
I did not say it was more than one. I said, who did Muhammad said?
You didn't say.
He did.
Who did he say? Enlighten me.
Enlighten you. Okay.
Yeah, enlighten me.
Naz, can you
Naz,
please tell
Naz,
us the
Naz.
name of the guy that Muhammad said?
I think there's different companions.
Of course,
yeah.
there's
I think
only
there's some
one.
reports that
No,
say
no.
Ibn Abbas,
Ibn Abbas.
others say Ibn Masud,
Masood,
and
yes.
there may be some other ones as
Okay.
well.
You
So
are looking for
Ibn
one. I told you
Abbas,
there's only
Ibn
one.
Masood.
Interpretation or tafsir of the Quran.
All right, fine.
Um,
So these people.
Quran is being recited.
Okay.
in
Now
Turkish.
here's the problem. Here's the problem. No, that's what I'm trying.
One person.
Let
There's
me-
only one person. You're looking for one. There's many reciters, many memorizers.
And they have
Was it
this-
more than
Muhammad
4
didn't say-
people that Muhammad said?
Of course. Yeah.
No. The best of the
Oh.
reciters.
Not recited, but in terms of interpretation.
No. Who was the guy that he
commentary.
said, after me, take the Quran from this guy because he's the best of the reciters? Because I know there is
don't-
one that
don't know.
okay, he was Abbas or Masood. Masood. Okay. The guy that Muhammad said to take the Quran from was rejected when it came to writing down the Quran. That's the point. Because the recitation that he had different numbers of surahs. There's difference of number of surahs from one reciter to the other. That was another thing. Was there 116, 114, 111 surahs, right?
These are
Different
like-
recitations
these-
had
we
different
recite
number
them
of
today, like in Quran.
Recitations, not
Say it again.
memorization. There's a difference.
Recitation.
Listen.
So which recitation
Just
is
a minute,
correct?
Just a minute. They're all correct. I can listen to one. Listen, I tell you, I can listen to one imam in China reciting in a different way. I can listen to another imam in Morocco reciting it in a different way. To me, I understand this both. This is recitation. They recite it differently. Like you say water, water. It's the same. This is what
That's
is
accent, bro.
recitation. This
Okay.
is recitation.
Okay.
Memorization is different. You're mixing the two things.
No, I'm not mixing
Yes,
the
you
two
are,
things.
my friend. I'm telling you. Now we tell recitation. Yes, there are many recitations. I think they have 6 recitations or 7 recitations.
10.
All right, 10. There are 10 recitations.
10 qiraat.
But
You mean qiraat?
Yes, that's
Qiraat.
recitations.
Okay.
That is recitations.
So which qiraat was the right
They're
qiraat?
all correct.
They're all correct.
They're all correct because they have
So
the
which
same
qiraat
meaning.
was it
If I
written
say-
down in?
If I say Maliki Yawm al-Din or Maliki Yawm al-Din, they're both correct. They're
No,
both. Yes,
no.
they are. To me,
Hafs and Asim, the one that Muslims recite, or is popular in the Muslim world, is the Qiraat of Ibn Masud.
Abu Mas'ud
So
is the
it's been
first.
attributed to him, or it's been transmitted through him.
Right. So there were other qiraats that, remember when they did it, was it the Masood qiraat or was there Zubair or some
Meanings don't
Zubair or
change,
somebody?
the
What was the
meanings
name?
don't change.
Is that-
Hafs and Asim.
في حافظ
Oh, there's also Hafs
So
and
in
there's
Pakistan, in India,
and in northern Africa it's
Warsh and
Warsh.
Hafiz.
Warsh. So they're all different.
Wallah, if they read it in
Hafs
the
and
same
Asim
way,
is attributed.
it doesn't change the meaning to me. I understand it the same. That's what I'm trying
It
to
does
tell
change
you.
the meaning.
No, it
if
does
it-
not.
Okay.
You are assume, I speak Arabic. Wallah, I'm not lying to you.
Are you Saudi?
I'm a Saudi.
Okay, you're
I'm a
Saudi.
Saudi. I'm a Saudi. I listen. I go to America. I go
Did
to
they-
China,
did
and I listen to all the imams.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Did or did not Saudi Arabia ban the Warsh Quran?
No, they didn't.
Ban the Warsh Quran?
No.
The North African Quran you cannot
No.
recited in Saudi.
شو اسمه
Can you
شو اسمه قارئ الحرم المكي not this one the one before he was reciting بالحرم الورش
Where?
in the الكعبة he was
Where?
الكعبة in Saudi Arabia he was
When?
that was maybe 30 years ago before Ibn Uthaymeen before the current Imam al-Haram he was reciting الورش
Warsh.
yes
Can you
They
find
they
Warsh?
didn't
Okay.
bind it they didn't ban it
They didn't ban it.
no they didn't
Okay, which Quran
where are you
does?
getting this information from?
No. Because the thing is, you don't find
Can
the
you
Warsh
give me one
Quran in
evidence?
Saudi Arabia.
Just a minute, just
They
a
don't
minute.
follow that
Give me-
Quran
give me-
because
give me-
that's different
Give
Surah.
me one authority that they have been banning Warsh Qira'ah في السعودية or any other place.
You're a Christian
Please,
prince
you're
now.
making a claim now. Show it to me, please. This is
All
the
right.
first time. I'm a 65
I think
years old.
I've been here for like hours and hours.
But don't make claims that you cannot say. Please. Yeah, you say respectfully, honestly.
When he came in, you saw my conversation with him.
but now you,
But
you,
now
you
we
said
are.
I'm not
yeah.
respectful. I'm not honest.
If you talk
No,
like
no,
this,
you're
it's
not
okay.
honest. You're not
If
honest.
you were
You're
talking
not honest.
before, you were not talking
You were
like
not
this.
honest.
Research
You were not
Christianity
honest.
first.
different-
Research
You were not
Christianity
honest.
first.
No, you're not being honest.
Research Christianity first, brother. Research.
We'll speak another time.
Thank you. All right, thank you, buddy. Take care now. All
you-
right, that's it. I'm out.
Okay.
Take care.
Maybe next time.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Brother.
Take care. All right, that's Islam I guess Brother Naz is the only person who's at least honest to a certain degree, where he'll give you the right answers to your questions rather than like giving you red herrings and stuff like that. But as we know, the Quran had different qirats. They don't know which qirat was the right one. Whichever one they took, they did not listen to the guy. They beat him to death. One of the reciters who Muhammad had said, listen to him. I'm forgetting, it's I think Al-Qab or somebody, his name is Al-Qab, that that Muhammad said, listen to this. Naz, was it Al-Qab, right? One of the reciters, was his name?
Possibly. What do you mean, the Quran?
Yeah. At the time of Uthman.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
No, okay, anyway.
There is Ubab bin Ka'ab, and he's one of the scribes.
Yeah, he was. So that's what I'm saying, that Qab was a scribe. That was the one that they were supposed to take, but instead of him, he took Zayd. And then they actually, when he came, he and his followers came and they said, this is wrong Quran, this is not the right one. They beat him and he died from the wounds. That's in your sources.
I remember James White bringing this up like 10 years
I'm not
ago.
talking from James. I didn't listen to it from.
No, it's
I
fine.
saw it.
But when we traced the story of that, it came from some Orientalist manual, which was late or something like this. But if you have a reference, I'll have a look at it.
All right. Well, I'll have to get you the reference.
Okay,
All right.
cool.
Thanks, Naz. Take care. All right. But that's how vague and ambiguous this whole subject is, where they don't know who wrote the Quran, what was it, who compiled it. Everything is jumbled up. Islam is completely false. I'm out. Jesus is Lord.